gosh. God, I have had some iconic outfits. Hi, I'm Lily James, and this is my Style in Review. The Times have asked me to rank the style of some of my most iconic characters. This is Mamma Mia. These costumes were awesome. These flared denim sort of Canadian tuxedos, such a vibe, and the huge platform boots that we learned to dance in. I love how kind of like, in a really beautiful way, I think we seem sort of young and normal and natural, and kind of there's something really gorgeous and authentic about that. Like, we're not all like, I don't know, there's just something, it was done really, really, really well. I love those girls, and we had so much fun doing this. It was wild. Cher was just so sweet and just obviously a total icon. And when she came in and sang her song, Fernando, I remember my mum came in that day, and we were all sort of just behind the monitor with our jaws on the floor, like it was like a private live concert with Cher. But she was so lovely, like really just a total vibe. And Meryl, I didn't spend much time with her because she only came in like, you know, for that tiny moment at the end and stuff, and for that one song, oh my God. But I just, again, just, you know, one of the greatest actors of all time and a hero of mine. And so it was just a privilege, and she was great and generous and sweet and kind, you know, to the younger, to the kind of young versions of them. They were really supportive.
And if there was a Cher biopic, would you do it?
Oh my goodness, there's someone that can do a Cher biopic way better than me. 3, let's put it in the middle. I don't know what else is coming. Cinderella. I seriously just like, it's so wild, like it doesn't even feel like me. This dress was designed by Sandy Powell, the legend that is Sandy Powell. It's just stunning, it's just magic. I think it's the detail. There was, I think 14 layers of like gossamer thin silk, all in slightly different shades of blue, turquoise, reflecting the light. Because of the huge skirt, it did make my waist look extra tiny, but I do naturally, and have always naturally had a small waist. It's my only thing I can actually show off about. Anyway, the corset was very, very, very tight. I loved it though, because it changed how you stand and moved, and it was just, there was like almost like when I would breathe, you could really see it in my chest, and there was just something very classical about it. And yeah, but I had to sort of loosen it over, and the dress itself would take like 45 minutes to get on and off, so I would slow everyone down a bit. These incredible Swarovski glass slippers was so magical. I was so scared every time I had to hold one. Someone came with like white gloves and handed them to me, and obviously I couldn't wear them because they're glass. So they were CGI'd onto my foot, so I had like little green spots all over my feet, and then they'd CGI it on. But I do have each designer at the time, like Louboutin, Jimmy Choo, all made Cinderella-inspired shoes that season, limited edition, and I have one of every shoe. It's my pride and joy. The Jimmy Choo one is magnificent and looks like a proper glass slipper. It's so beautiful. I would say that's number 1, Cinderella. Ooh, Pamela Anderson. This is pretty iconic. This was a really cool outfit. I forget, a lot of the looks were identical, like recreations of exact looks that Pamela Anderson had worn. I can't remember if this is one of those, but yeah, this is on Jay Leno. I loved this dress. This was one of the days that I did have the prosthetic boobs on. I didn't always, but this one I really do. The red swimsuit, that was a bizarre. I trained really, really hard for this role. I wanted to feel, because Pamela Anderson obviously is just so beautiful, and I think her body is seemingly, like, when I would hear her talk about it, was very natural, quite athletic too, and she was so sporty, but I don't think she, like, I've heard her say, like, she never worked out, which is just, but I did. So I tried to get myself to feel as confident as possible, but I was pretty pretty scared to go out in that swimsuit. And it was also in LA on the beach, so there was just paparazzi everywhere. There was paparazzi like wading out into the sea, and I was just sort of trying to breathe and drown out that noise because I was kind of mortified at that, to be honest. I'm gonna go 2 because she is an icon and these looks were iconic, so. Oh no, well now I've left Whitney a low spot. I should have really thought ahead. Beth Morgan, our costume designer on Swiped, did such a brilliant job. So this is the part of the movie where Whitney Wolfe has risen up from a very sort of dark time following leaving Tinder and sort of like a phoenix entered into her Bumble chapter. So we did a lot of yellow, Bumble yellow, and this is an amazingly beautiful suit. I forget who the designer was, but it was gorgeous. This was when she's really grown into a kind of very powerful entrepreneur and like a sort of like owning that strength and her ambition. And there were these power suits and these looks that we had and kept a femininity to it too. I think when you've like made an effort and put on something that feels really good, you do feel powerful and you want to project something out into the world. And I think she really did that. Swiped, I'm giving you 4, but I would have given you more. Then we've got Downton Abbey. Gosh, God, I have had some iconic outfits. Lucky me. This dress was so stunning. Oh my God. Oh God, it makes me feel a bit emotional. Wow, I need some sleep. I'm jet lagged. I think it's because the final movie's out and can't wait to see it. And that was such a special time in my life where I loved everyone involved, and I've just been with Dan Stevens, who's in Swiped, so it's kind of like making my heart go a bit fast thinking about it all. This was the dress that Lady Rose got married in, and it's the most incredible vintage piece that they kind of restored. And honestly, by the end of the day, the silk was so delicate that like even just like it was sort of disintegrating on my body. It was like it was only just going to survive till the end of the day before it sort of like turned to dust. Oh God, it's beautiful, this dress. And this was just around the time that I was cast in Cinderella too, so it was a pretty magical moment in my life. As time goes by, things become more, you realize how rare, you know, those moments are of real, you know, your sort of all your sort of your dreams come true. God.
Could we ever see a cameo in future in the Downton universe?
I think the Downton universe is this was the final chapter. I mean, who knows? But that's, I think, what they've said. So sadly, it didn't work out. I'd have loved to have done that, but it was, you know, Lady Rose was off gallivanting around New York or something. I don't know. I'm going to give Lady Rose this wedding dress number 5. So, this is Pride, Prejudice and Zombies. Yeah, we had so much fun doing this, the Bennett sisters slaying loads of zombies. What was cool was they sort of took those very classic outfits and with a twist. So we'd have the kind of Regency dress and then like a big massive slit up the side with a dagger and my suspenders and like proper like kind of military inspired like laced up boots that took forever to tie up. It was really fun taking those very classic Austen looks and toughening them up and sexing them up. So that was my style in review, and make sure to check out Swiped, which is on coming out on the 19th of September on Disney Plus and Hulu.